Right, take two. Hugger's now off, out of the way. Bit minging up there, isn't it? So that's off out the road. We've disconnected the brake caliper guard. That's out of the way. Actually taking the bolt out of this arm here that stops your caliper spinning. So we can actually lift the caliper out and out the road. Time for wheel out. So we'll move. We'll put you back on the AdBlue drum. Around here. So you can actually see the wheel coming out. Right, so put that up there out the road. It just sits just inside the subframe. So you get your fingers behind the pub. In fact, I'll move around this way again before it falls off the clutch drives. Keep your wheel level, and then as you pull it back, you're going to put your fingers just between the drive plate and the diff to make sure that when you pull it out, you don't leave the drive plate. Drop that down there. So there's your drive plate, and there's your drive there. So that splined cup sits on that spline drive there, which then drives your wheel via your clutch drives. Obviously it takes the rattle out of the gears when you clock it into gear. So that's wheel out. That's just a case of get the tyre off, which is probably going to be no mean feat, to be fair, but I've borrowed Mark's Trick Bead Pro what they call them? Tyre levers. Oh, come on. Brains fuddled today. So no valve key. Now I'm hoping, obviously, if you remember rightly, the other week I told you about putting the tyre slime in when I put these tyres on. So hopefully when I undo the valve, hopefully we won't get all the tyre slime going everywhere, because it will, I think, go absolutely everywhere. So there's the valve out with valve key. So there's cush drives. Put the cush drives in the drive plate, like so. I think what we'll do, we can remove the camera over there, the light will be better. So one wheel. So, oops, Daisy, sit you on there. I'm a bit off with this camera today, really not feeling it, but so I don't know really how these Bead Pro work. Mark tries to explain it. I think you put one in and it pops it off the bead, from what I can see. So one in, that's the one with two legs on, and this one's got an angled, like a lever. Oh yeah, look at that, pushes the bead off. Oh, that's some inside in, he says. Ooh, go outside then. There we go, it's off. That's off the bead. That's broke the bead already. Look at that. Wow. Sounds like easier than using pry bars. So, double, like a fork, obviously with a chamfered edge on it. Chamfered edge down, shove it under the rim. And then the other one, the other way, for your leverage. And then just close the two together. And that's it, that's off. That's amazing. Oh, they're cool. And obviously we're going to have to use these when we get to expand it. I think we're actually planning to ride there now. So it'll be a couple of days riding down to the bottom end of Spain, because it's down near Malaga. And obviously then change tyres, get the bikes ready and then off rallying. As long as we obviously raise the funds to do it. So one in, opposite side, push it in the middle of the tyre. Yeah, in the middle of the wheel rim, sorry. And always just go steady with how much you actually take at one, at a stab at a time. I always think if you try and take too much, you'll never get the tyre off, never run for Sundays. Motocross tyres, oh my god. If anybody on here has ever changed motocross tyres, shit man, they'll know what I mean. I spent hours in here when I used to race motocrossers changing tyres. Just, oh what an awful horrible job on a motocrosser. The sidewalls are so hard. But these seem to be really, I'm going to kibosh it now, really easy. Because they're quite soft sidewalls on the tyres, seem to be anyway. Oh man, you want to see that tyre slime? Yeah, it's everywhere. Horrible stuff. But it's done its job, so that's all we're bothered about, to be fair. And this time's been a bit of a pig, because these are obviously they're not like bent tyre levers at the end, so you can't get the angle to drop in, but you just have to keep trying, I think you might have to do it from the other side. The only way you can use that is you end up scratching the rim, but there you go, such is life. Well, just keep pushing over it. She'll go eventually, she'll just flop off, that's what generally happens. You push like a bugger and keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and that's it, it's off. Now Lyndon, on his Basel bike, running tubes actually makes this look really easy. And he does it by hand. With tubes, it's incredible. But this doesn't want to play. Doesn't tell him. And anybody out there that's a tyre fitter probably be screaming now at the camera going, "You're doing it wrong!" But, oh, see what I mean? Just pops back over. Yeah, decent grab on it, I think. Get the other one in. There we go, that's got a decent grab on it now. Right. Boy, it's easy with dry bars, Mark. He says. Got such big wheels, it doesn't help. Does that seem to get a decent, because there's not much of a bend on that end. Usually if anybody knows a tyre, they are like that. And then well, these ones are quite shallow and they don't want to go underneath the bead on the other side. There we go, got it now. That's got it. Oh. So I'm going to round that bead and under the other bead. So you're taking too much there in one go. Not playing. This is why I didn't do it last time on camera, because when they turn into a pig, just make it look a fool, but might be educational to somebody who knows, eh? Oh, it's dropped back in now. Well, Tony, if you're watching this, please don't come to my house to have your tyres put on, because he's having these off me for his V-strop. Oh, she's coming now. She's a quick now. Brute force and ignorance works every time. You can see the tyre slime there, look. Yummy. Yeah. Good fit. Told you to make a fool out of me this today. Yeah. It's always the way. And when you want to do it on camera, it goes dead easy. And when you want to do it on camera, sorry, it's a pig. And then when you don't, it's simple. There you go, she's coming now. She's just going to drop out now. Wheel will drop out in a minute. There we go. One wheel. One tyre. I'll just show you inside it. Yeah. Check that out. That's the tyre slime. That obviously is the puncture protect stuff. So you paste the tyre, and that stuff supposedly rushes when the air rushes out. It rushes into the hole. We had a guy come and demo it at work once, and he had a tyre on like a wheel, spun it round, put this stuff in, spun it round, and he had this great big, really sharp ended screwdriver that he ground off, and he just went straight in the tyre, pulled it out, and it just went, literally just went done, and it sealed the hole. Incredible. And that was like that's probably, you know, the biggest flathead screwdriver you can buy off the van. It's a fair old, you know, circumference round it, fair hole like, and it just sealed it straight away. It was incredible. So have we got a rotation? Yeah, rotation. So rear rotation, that's forward tread. Could do with a bit of lube really. Never going dry. Yeah, we'll remove some of this tyre slime. I think that should do it. As the opposite side away from you always drops over really good anyway. So lie your wheel down. Obviously disc right hand side is going forward, so disc down. Set your arrow. Where's your arrow gone? Rear. So rear, it's got a little arrow on the side, direction of travel. On this side should, he says, flaps on, dead simple, dead easy. And this side obviously can be a bit of a pig sometimes, but it probably will be a real pig now, as I've said it. So a bit of slime on that bead just to help it go over. And we'll have to shoot to the garage to blow them up. Well, last time I'm saying that, I did it, believe it or not, I actually did it with a foot pump. And it spat it out on the bead dead easy. Couldn't believe it. We'll give it a go with the old foot pump first and see how we get on. So, same again, don't take too much of a bite. If you try and put too much bead over at once, you're just fighting the bead. You're never ever going to get it on. So little bits, say 3-4 inches at a time, if that. Just ease it over one at a time. Really should have done this the other way up with the disc facing upwards so it wasn't rocking round all over the show, but there you go. Stick your knees, I always stick my knees on the tyre to push it into the lowest bit of the rim, because the rim internally is like, if you get the bead that you're pushing in on this end, obviously into that rim, it gives you more rubber to work with, if you like. You try and get it up, try and do it with it without pushing it in, just really tight. And Mark said these were dead easy going on, so I'm taking him at his word. As I know Mitchell likes to say, Michelin motocross tyres, super hard, sidewalls. But these, to be fair, these are flopping on. Helps with the ambient temperature as well, believe it or not. If the ambient temperature's warm, obviously the rubber's warm. Oh hell, that's tight that. Oh, easy tiger, watch your fingers. And that's it, so that is one rear Michelin Anakee Wild. Oh, some nice marks in the rim now. But I think we'll give it a go with a foot pump and see what happens, eh? So, put the valve back in. Put the valve back in. There's the valve, there's the valve. Little valve key. Buying valve keys from anywhere, Alfords or anywhere, they'd only a couple of quid. Just to spin the valve back in. Obviously only take it out because the air comes out quicker rather than holding it. And screw that up, screw it up tight. And we'll try, oh, switch your head on that box, we'll try it with the foot pump, if I can find it. To be fair, when I put my Pirellis on, I only use the foot pump to pump them up. So I'll give it a go and it works, so hey, I'll try again. If it doesn't, we'll have to nip down to the garage because Mr. Isherwood's got my compressor. That's actually going up, believe it or not. There you go. Another thing as well, if anyone's used these Anakees Anakee Wilds off-road, let me know in the comments below what pressure you've run off-road, because obviously it's a bit new to big biking off-road. It's going on. Hey, that was a bead pop. The other side needs to pop out yet, just see. Oh, it's gone, that's it. She's on, ma'am, she's on! So, wow, that's unbelievable. So ready to go back in already. So that's wheel off, tyre off, new tyre on. Flying. Flying. So, I'll give that a wipe. Get all that tyre slime off. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, man. So, push drives. Just rubber blocks. Rubber triangular blocks. They got a little tyre on, keeps them together. Obviously go over the webs. Just pop them in. There. I don't actually know. I've had people say, oh, have you greased your cush drives? Never greased a cush drive on any bike I've ever had. Obviously the webs there, drive webs, just go in the holes on the in between the cush drives. He says. Should do. There we go. Is it? Tight that side. Crack. Bloody hell, that is tight. Tell you what, might be worth a bit of lube. That's fairly tight. Bloody tight, mate. I've got any grease in here either. Got any grease? I don't think I've got any grease in the garage. It's all in the van, obviously for work. Yeah. Bit wheel bearing grease on it. Oh, there you go. Straight in. Happy days. Right. Now it's just a case of wheel back in. So, let's move you around again. Put you at the back over there, right? Put you at the back. Let's see the back of it. Can we see the back of it? Oh, way up. Cameras everywhere today. Right, should be able to see it there. Oh, and then put it in gear. That's another tip. If you've got an XT, easier. You're putting your wheel back in to click it into gear. So you don't miss the drive as you put it in. That's what Barry was telling me at Wigan, because you think you've got it in and you haven't, and but she'll just should see now it's turning the drive. There you go, slotted straight in. Happy days. Excuse me. So that's the wheel in. You just need to slot the brake caliper back down. Pads up, new pads last weekend, if I remember rightly. So that fits in there. And on the arm that mounts the caliper, on the inside of the ABS ring, there's a triangle that way that faces to the forward. And on the arm that holds the caliper, there is a triangular shaped peg. Obviously the two need to fit in, because if they don't, when you brake, it stops the ABS ring from spinning round on you. Right, spacer, axe up. Just lift it up on your legs, I do. It can be a bit fiddly sometimes to get in. That bit of shit off there. Bit of shit, a bit of a leaf or something on the bloody spindle. Out. Sorted, that's it, in. All you got to do now is everything in reverse. Obviously, arm back on, auger back on, ABS sensor back in, happy days. So, I think we'll leave it there, because you don't want to see me bolting all that crap back on. So yeah, I'm about to fit in the tyre. So I'm going to do the front in a minute, take it for a run, probably go to the garage just to make sure I've got the right pressure in it and what have you. But yeah, anakee wheels fitted, Pirelli's off, job's a good one. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, there's a big thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much. I did that the wrong way around, didn't I? Thumbs up. Jesus, today. Press like. Ha! Press like, subscribe. Thanks. See you later.